Be strong.
Hello everyone. How are you? Fine, good. So welcome to our last quarter for English 5, quarter 4, week 1, using verbal and nonverbal cues in a TV broadcast, most essential learning competencies based. And before that, I would like to request everyone to please like and share and also subscribe this channel. And there is also a notification bell in there. Kindly click the bell for some updated videos. Thank you. So in this lesson, you are expected to use verbal and nonverbal cues in a TV broadcast, infer target audience, infer purposes of the visual media. To begin another milestone in English 5, this lesson will prepare you for your advanced lesson in analyzing visual and multimedia elements. Today you will identify or distinguish and utilize visual media tools in terms of television broadcasting in identifying and using various and appropriate verbal and nonverbal cues. Television is one of the most powerful tools in communicating information, especially in news broadcasting. TV news broadcast is considered the most frequent and trusted source of information. Communication is simply the act of transferring information from one place to another. Communication can be spoken or verbal communication, like face-to-face, telephone, radio or television, and other media, or nonverbal communication like body language, gestures, how we dress or act are sent. In a television broadcast, the director should use a series of standards, calls, and set procedures to direct the efforts of the video crew. A consistency of protocol allows the crew to anticipate their responsibilities by following standards operating procedures with clearly defined and universally understood jargon. Verbal and nonverbal cues used in a television broadcast like standby cue, 4 minutes countdown. Speed up, come closer, you are in camera. Okay, go back, cut. Stretch or slow down 30 seconds. Keep talking on time, 15 seconds. So these are the verbal and nonverbal cues used in a television broadcast. For learning task 2, let us read the direction. Use the appropriate verbal or nonverbal cues in the following television broadcast situation. Choose your answer from the given choices. Do this in your notebook. So these are the choices, okay? These are the choices. What are the choices? Of course, keep talking, cut, you are in camera, standby, and 30 seconds. So the first one, first to fifth. So let us read this. Then after reading, you have to choose your answer from the given choices. Okay, these are the verbal or nonverbal cues. Number 1, the director signals the anchor to look at the camera. Number 2, the director wants everybody in the set to stand by in 1 minute. Number 3, the director signals to stand by in 30 seconds. Then number 4, there is remaining time in the set. The director wants the anchor to talk more and spend the time left. And then number 5, this means over or cut the show and it is finished. So let us answer now. Are you ready? Good. So what is your answer in number 1? Okay. Number 1, you are in camera. How about number 2? What is your answer number 2? Okay, it should be standby. And number 3? Good. 30 seconds. Not seconds, huh? Let us spelling. Oh, yan. Then, for number 4, keep talking. And the 5th one is cut. Okay? Good job, kids. For learning task 3, have you ever watched a game or sports competition aired live on TV? So you're going to create a sportscast script, memorize and practice delivering it. Be guided on the use of verbal and nonverbal cues in a TV broadcast. Use the following rubric below as guide standard in your writing a script. So this is the rubric for sportscast writing. So the criteria, content, relevance of ideas, then organization of ideas, the language, and persuasion. 4 points, 3 points, and 2 points, and 1 point. So, for 4 points, for the content and relevance of ideas, the sportscast script is rich with ideas that are all relevant to the theme. For 3 points, the sportscast script contains lots of ideas that are mostly relevant to the theme. For 2 points, the sportscast script had many ideas, but most of these ideas do not show relevance to the theme. And 1 point, the sportscast script lacks content, and the few that are included are not relevant to the theme. How about for organization or ideas? For 4 points, ideas are logically presented. For 3 points, most of the ideas are logically presented, and most of the time they engage the readers. 2 points, some ideas are logically presented. 1 point, the ideas do not show logically connection. How about the language? For 4 points, shows clarity and it's effective in delivering the message. There is no error in grammar. And 3 points, mostly clear and effective. There is an error or 2 in grammar. Then 2 points, somewhat clear and a bit effective. There are 3 to 4 errors in grammar. And 1 point is not clear and effective. There are more than 4 errors in grammar. How about in persuasion? 4 points for highly persuasive. 3 points, most of the parts of the sportscast script are persuasive. 2 points, some parts of the sportscast script are persuasive. 1 point, the sportscast script does not persuade. So this is the rubric for sportscast writing. Let us remember, speakers use verbal and nonverbal cues to convey meaning. TV broadcasting is the distribution of video or other messages to a dispersed audience via television. Then a verbal cue is a prompt that is conveyed in spoken language from one person to another or a group of people. Then the nonverbal cue includes all the communications between people who do not have direct verbal translation. They are body movements, body orientation, nuances of the voice, facial expressions, details of the dress and choice and movements of objects that communicate. In TV broadcasting, verbal and nonverbal cues are used. So let's remember that. Okay, so what will we do now? You're going to write a dialogue in your notebook about the current community quarantine status in your locality. Choose and use verbal cues below and then continue the sentence pretending you are a TV news anchor. Make use of and guided by the given sample below. This is the sample dialogue, okay? Likewise, this one, look at this. So you're going to write a dialogue in your notebook about your current community quarantine status in your locality. This one. This is the sample dialogue. So how about the verbal cues? Today, we shall discuss, in conclusion, to summarize, to introduce, to recap, to review. First of all, our topic is in the following order. Next, as a result, then. So, these are the, what are these? These are the verbal cues. When you make a sample dialogue like this one, about Anchor, the Melia, and Mr. B. So, conversation between the Anchor, Amelia, and Mr. B. So, like this one, like the title of this dialogue is Lucenahin, Bida Ka. So, in Anchor, sa Anchor says, today we shall discuss about the current community quarantine status in Barangay Bara, Lucena City. We are fortunate to have with us a very special guest for this morning segment, Lucenahin Bidaka. To introduce, she is the Barangay Captain of Bara, Honorable Amelia P. Sobrevenias. So, how about Amelia? Good morning, Mr. B. It's nice to be here in your program. Mr. B. First of all, how is your locality responding to COVID-19 pandemic? As the head of your barangay, what measures and interventions do you employ as coping mechanisms? Amelia. To recap, since the start of pandemic, we have been imposing stricter safety and health protocols in our barangay. We have been implementing and monitoring curfew hours to limit local transmission. So far, our constituents have been responding well to that campaign, Mr. B. That is why, as a result, your barangay is one with the fewest COVID cases in our city. Congratulations! Okay, so this is the sample dialogue. So you will make a dialogue in your notebook about the current community quarantine status in your locality. So you're going to use the verbal cues here, and this is only the sample. You got it? Good. So, we have also the rubrics for writing dialogue. The indicators here, points and indicators, 5 points. Most of the conversation show verbal, non-verbal cues, and are legibly written. 4 points. Some of the conversation show verbal, non-verbal cues, and are legibly written. 3 points. Few of the conversation show verbal, non-verbal cues, and both are not legibly written. 2 points. Most of the conversation do not show verbal or nonverbal cues and are not legibly written. So, if there's only a point, no written dialogue. So, this is the rubric for writing a dialogue, okay? So, that's all for today. Thank you, kids. And again, I would like to request everyone to please subscribe for those who are not able to subscribe yet. And there is a notification bell in there. Try to click it for more updates of videos. Thank you so much and God bless us all. Stay safe, everyone. Bye-bye.